I wasn't supposed to be at the gallery that night. The restoration room, where we kept the pieces not yet ready for public display, was off limits to everyone except staff. But something felt off the moment I walked in through the side entrance. One of the security alarms had been disabled, and our newest guard on rotation, Jonah, wasn't answering his radio. Jonah, quiet, polite, always early, always nervous. I had hired him myself. At first, I thought maybe the system glitched. Old wiring, faulty sensors, it happened. But then I stepped into the hallway and saw a faint beam of light sweeping along the walls, dancing like someone's trembling hand held the flashlight. And that's when I heard it. His voice, rushed, breathless, panicked. "Hey, Miss Carter, just listen, I know how this looks, but I swear, I was just trying to fix something before you came in. The sensor, it tripped, and I thought—" He didn't know I could hear him yet. He was talking to someone else in the room. I froze. Someone else? At this hour? My stomach tightened. We hadn't scheduled any after-hours contractors. No restorers, no appraisers, no nothing. I followed the light carefully, keeping to the shadows, until I reached the storage wing. And when I turned the corner, there he was. Jonah stood in front of one of our most valuable pieces, a 19th century painting worth more than everything else in that room combined. And he wasn't alone. A man in a gray hoodie was crouched in front of the security case, a toolkit beside him. He wasn't even trying to hide what he was doing. The glass panel had already been popped open, just enough for someone to slip a hand inside. My breath caught. Someone tried to steal from us. I'd always been calm under pressure. I was the youngest curator the museum had ever promoted, but in that moment, I felt something snap inside my chest. Rage? Betrayal? I couldn't even name it. Jonah's head jerked toward the sound of my footsteps. His flashlight beam hit my face, and the panic, the same panic I heard in his earlier rambling, flooded across his features. "Ms. Carter, wait, please. It's not what it looks like. He forced me. No, he asked me. No, He was babbling, tripping over words, strings of half excuses, half lies. And suddenly the line made perfect sense. He tried to cover himself with excuses before I even saw the full scene. Now I know why he panicked. Because he knew he was caught. The man in the hoodie didn't even bother to run at first. He stood up slowly, brushing dust from his knees, watching me with the kind of cold confidence that made my skin crawl. "Relax," he said, as if he was the one in control here. "No one's getting hurt." He stepped away from the painting, raising his hands like he was being polite. But then I saw it. His left wrist had the museum's emblem inked faintly onto the skin. Not a tattoo, a stamp from the morning's staff-only meeting. He had been in our building all day. "Who are you?" I demanded, but Jonah answered before the stranger could. "He's my brother." My jaw dropped. His brother? The man smirked, the type of smirk that told me he liked the chaos spilling across the room. "We're just borrowing something," he said. Borrowing. As if walking off with a priceless painting was the same as taking a lawn chair from a neighbor's backyard. Jonah stepped between us as though to protect me, or maybe to block me from the truth. "I didn't know he was going to do this," he whispered. "I swear it. He said he just wanted to see the piece before it was restored. He said it was important. Family history. I didn't know he'd actually try to—" "Don't lie," the brother cut in. "You open the door for me." Jonah's face fell. A silence stretched between us, thick, suffocating. I should have called security, should have screamed, should have run. But all I could do was stare at Jonah, the sweet kid who'd brewed coffee for the whole staff on his first day, who'd confessed he'd always loved art but never had the money for school. The kid I had trusted. His brother must have sensed that hesitation because he moved quickly. Too quickly. He lunged toward the open security case, and just like that, instinct took over. I grabbed the nearest thing I could find, a display hook, and threw myself forward, slamming the case shut. The brother's fingers missed the edge by less than an inch. He spun toward me, eyes blazing. "You shouldn't have done that." But then something unexpected happened. Jonah stepped in front of me. "No," he said quietly. "You shouldn't have done this." His voice shook, but he didn't move aside. "Jonah," I whispered, "we can still fix this. Just step away." But his brother scoffed. "You really picking them over your own blood?" Jonah inhaled sharply, like the question had punched him. "I'm picking what's right." The next moments blurred. His brother lunged. Jonah blocked him. A scuffle. A breathless, messy blur of movement and adrenaline until I hit the alarm switch on the wall. Sirens erupted, red lights flashing in wild circles across the artwork. The brother cursed and bolted toward the side exit, too fast for us to stop. But Jonah collapsed to his knees, shaking, his face buried in his hands. "I'm sorry," he kept saying. "I'm so sorry. I didn't know how to stop him." And all I could think was how desperately he had tried to cover himself with excuses before I even saw anything. Not because he was guilty, but because he was scared. Scared of losing his job, scared of betraying his brother, scared of everything falling apart. In the end, I didn't fire him. I did something that surprised even me. I defended him. I told the board the truth, that he had tried to stop the theft, that he had chosen integrity over family in a split second that most people would have failed. They didn't want to believe me at first, but I stood my ground. Weeks passed. The painting was secured. The brother was later caught. And Jonah, he became one of our best guards. Sometimes I still hear his voice from that night. The frantic excuses, the guilt twisted into every syllable. But now, when I remember it, I don't hear the panic. I hear courage, hidden beneath fear, waiting to be seen, just like art behind glass.